they are prepping humanity to get into the robot thing, which is actually evil. It's not just a robot thing. I know he's looking at me like, what? Yeah, it is.
I mean,
No, he's very skeptical of AI. So,
So they are prepping people. Wow. They are prepping people to not connect with each other, but connect with your own Optimus. And that is the beginning of the end of humanity.
You don't think it's nice to have a robot babysitter for your children?
Really? Should I quote a scripture for you?
You should have a robot to do the dishes and carry the groceries in while you watch your kid and spend time with your kid.
No robots in the house.
Have any robots in the house?
I am with Dr.
What about a Roomba?
Shoot it.
Yeah, my God. You know, there's a scripture. There's a scripture in the book of Revelation, chapter 13.
Yep.
That says that they will deceive humanity to make images unto the beast, and the devil will have the power to give breath to these images, that they'll be able to speak, which is the robots and the clones and whatever. But these robots that we're bringing into our houses, they are going to be the power that will fight against humanity and enforce the beast system. So basically, bring in your own robot butler and let your fridge talk to you, and your Tesla and whatever. So, but the day they decide that you're not going to go a mile away from your house, they'll lock you down in your car and you can't do anything about it. So, I would say that be very, question bringing in so much technology and a lot of this AI stuff, because they say AI is not a tool, it's an agent. Says Yuval Harari Noah. It's an agent. It's an agent of control. It's going to be an independent agent, and this is not my opinion. This is Yuval Noah says it, Elon Musk, they all say it. These are like agents that are going to take over the world, and they want to bring us to a point of singularity. That's a whole other thing.
I think that they're great at marketing. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's deception.
As far as like Musk goes, and I mean, you've all Noah Harari books read like fiction. But yeah,
but
I think the dude is
people love quoting him in the WEF stuff.
I agree. I think it's a little bit. I think it's a little.
Books. What was it? Homo sapien.
Homo sapien.
Yes.
That he wrote, and
Homo Deus. Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both.
If a computer can learn to play chess better than the most accomplished chess grandmaster ever, why can't a computer learn to do the dishes?
If a calculator could do math that the best mathematician can't do, then does that mean the end of the world and there will be no more jobs because we have calculators?
Now
that's the analogy.
So no, you're making a straw man of my. I just like can you like why is it why do you think that a computer can learn to do math or play chess, but a computer can't learn to do dishes?
I mean, I think it could do. I mean, we have dishwashers, so there we go. We already have machines that do dishes.
You keep changing the point. I'm talking about actually do dishes, like do the dishes, wash the dishes, and take them and put them away. Like, if you can teach a computer to
I don't even think that's particularly like AI, which I'm not a super believer.
Well, it would take localized AI for these things to do those tasks.
I don't think you need AI to make your robot do dishes. I think when we talk about AI, people are talking about this, thing that is able to respond to you like a person would, that has its own ideas, is able to manifest its own creation and actually create things that are unique to humanity that humanity hasn't spewed out already. But that's what I think is the marketing part, because I don't think it could actually do that. I think it's a fancy next word predictor. It's a fancy Google Reddit searcher that spews out, pretty much BS or made up stuff. And maybe it could get to the point where it does crazy stuff, but for now, I think people are just marketing it as such to line their pockets, because these people are heavily invested in companies that advertise themselves as AI companies, right? So if people believe that this technology could do that stuff, then they'd get rich based off the hype.
I actually think it's actually going to get to do you know what the meaning of singularity?
When the technology is able to...
when hive mind, or get to a place where, everybody's going to be connected to the hive.
I know you've all know Harari likes to drop those buzzwords in his books.
No, it's not just buzzwords. They have...
That's where Kurzweil.
Dr. Immanuel, you're a physician, right? You're a doctor.
But I'm also a minister of the gospel. So
okay. The point that I'm making is you've heard about the advances in AI technology when it comes to like finding cancer and breast cancer and stuff, right? What's your take on that?
My question is that if you're going to produce... Can I say this on YouTube? Well, let's just put it this way. If you're going to produce a technology that is going to cause cancer, then all of a sudden you produce the same technology to cure cancer?
Well, no, I'm not talking about curing it. I'm just talking about identifying it. I'm
just saying. So there are a lot of things that I partly agree with what you're saying. There are a lot of things that it's marketing, but not for the reason that you're saying it. A lot of things that is they're marketing about AI, about the technology, about RNA technology and everything. It's just a deception. It's a Trojan horse. And the reason why it's a deception is because, yes, they are making money, but I think it's a deeper thing than making money. I can go back into the Bible in the Genesis 6, where the sons of God came and mated with the daughters of men, and they produced hybrids.
Nephilim.
In our generation, it's done by technology.
Giants.
It's done by technology. They're no longer sons of God coming to mate with humans. They just really want human beings to merge with machine. Elon says it, that they want humans to merge with machine. And they're going to put a Neuralink in your brain. It's going to connect your limbic system. Your limbic system is actually your emotions.
Yep.
And your cortex is your thinking. But what is your emotions and your thinking? It's your soul, which is your humanity. So if it's not the same like putting a pacemaker in your heart, which is just a machine. They're actually putting something that will affect your limbic system and your cortex. That is something that's going to affect your soul and your humanity. And the bottom line is that if they can take over the soul and your humanity and your thinking, then they can bring us into what they call singularity. And it's not going to happen because God is going to destroy it.
Good thing for us, Elon Musk always overpromises and never delivers. So you shouldn't expect much of this Neuralink
Now,
stuff.
actually, I don't think when he says Neuralink is going to be for treatment of disease, I don't think so. Neuralink is actually really just for human-machine symbiosis. The promises of the deaf will hear, the blind will see, the lame would walk. It's foolishness. It's not going to happen. It's not going to do that.
I know I've done a lot of Elon slander, but he has done a lot of good work with Starlink and his rockets.
I was just going to say,
you can't touch on everything.
Do you think that
he has all the technology?
I was going to say, do you really think that he actually does overpromise and underdeliver when you take into account how successful Tesla has been, how successful the Falcon 9 has been, how the fact that he is literally the fact that he has literally created the privatization of space.
How much, Phil? How much did he promise to wipe out of our debt through Doge?
Do you think?
Wait, please. No, I want to harp on this point. Do you remember how much he promised to remove from our strategic
So this
our debt? And
let me reply.
Yes.
It is a fair criticism to say that he overpromised with Doge, but you also have to take into account he was dealing with the federal government, and he was dealing with Congress on both houses of Congress, which have no incentive to actually cut things.
So two things could be true at once. Again, and that's why I was trying to say he does have many successful businesses, but if we could actually please pull the number up. Do you guys want me to Google it with how much he promised to cut from the debt?
So I literally just we said we gave you that I gave you that point in the argument. I understand that, but again, he was not the only guy in control of that, or it wasn't actually up to him. These things have to be passed by Congress.
He promised,
but I don't think Doge had anything to do with cutting money from the government.
Agreed.
Can I say that?
Yes. Wait, Dr. Manuel's got a good point here.
I don't think Doge had anything to do with cutting money for the government or saving us any dollar.
Well, that's what his promise was.
No, Doge was really just about Elon putting his hand into the federal government so that they can get the federal government
so
into
when
AI.
he said that he would cut
that is a deception.
Okay, so there we go.
It's a deception. Doge had, I don't think he had anything.
It is.
It was a deception. Right now, Elon and his guys have a hand on everything that we know between Palantir and Elon. They have all of our data, and it had nothing to do with trying to cut it.
That's why I shout out to Scott Benton, gave him the 1-2 allegedly.
It's a deception. Elon practically, I think one of the biggest things that broke them up is because Elon wanted them to mandate self-driving cars, because that is all part of it. They want all of us to be sitting in a self-driving car and watch. Very soon, they're going to be like, if you don't have a self-driving car, your insurance is going to be like $5,000 because, you're a menace to society, because how can you not have a self-driving car? And, so they are actually moving humanity to a place of totalitarian control and singularity, for real.
And I think the tech sector won out so much over Maha because the stuff you were talking about with the new 24-hour, 48-hour privatized, personalized vaccines they're going to make goes against everything Maha stood for. And like you said, they went in to scrape everyone's data.
Yeah.
Those 5 questions they were sent on what you did this week, they didn't hire new people to read those. That was Grok reading it, right? Yeah. Grok just got a new job the day after Mecha Hitler. He got hired a few weeks after Mecha Hitler, he got hired by the government. XAI is now the government. Yeah, Saudi Arabia is going fully AI. That is the direction they want to go.
They asked Elon that all this information he's getting from Grok and using it, how about the people that produce all this data, are they going to sue him? He said that before any of those lawsuits can actually become anything major, we'll have digital gods. You guys don't even have a clue what Elon has the technology to put into place all this nonsense that he's talking about. So, he has the self-driving cars. He has the low satellite orbit. He has what do you call it? He has Starlink.
Yeah.
He has the robots.
All
that
of
dude
this-
is putting together some serious
So
stuff.
I understand the apprehension about having this kind of technology, having access to this kind of technology. But I mean, all of your information, and I'm not talking about you personally, but all of our information, like everybody's information is already owned by Google. Without question, where you go, that's something that, whether I don't know for sure, Musk has the ability to do that. Obviously, they can track you with your Tesla car, but everybody's already made the decision that they like giving Google all of their information because they all have a smartphone. Even you, who is like, you know, the closest to a Luddite sitting here, you're still allowing Google to
just
track,
a window. It's just glass. There's nothing inside
track
of it.
you everywhere you go.
I know. Well, because and that's why I always say Lockheed Martin, no matter where you go, has spy satellites heat mapping the entire Earth. You really can't escape it. My problem is this is leading to the social credit system that China's already got, and all these things coming together. Yes, they already have our information,
but that already exists because they've already debanked people.
I don't think to the extent we understand is going to happen. Like they're going to prevent you from going. I mean, you already have people who can't bank.
They've already done that. All of the stuff that you're talking about is already possible without advances of technology.
In pockets, but I'm thinking it's going to be accepted widespread.
But it's going to come a time when you're going to either be part of the hive or you're going to be excluded from society. Of course, you listen to Yuval Noah, you listen to all the World Economic Forum stuff and everything, you know, Peter Thiel and all these people and what they're saying. But if you look at it, we started with a influence. Social media, the first this thing was all about influence. So we all got into it, and right now they have the influence over everybody through social media and everything. Then it comes to dependence on technology, and right now they've already passed the stage of dependence on technology. We're all dependent on technology right now. And the next, what they are putting right now is submission, where you're going to submit to whatever it is that they say, and obedience. So it's coming. Just watch.
My argument isn't that it's coming.
It's already here.
Exactly.
Integration is coming, where they're going to integrate you with this stuff.
My argument is that it's already here, and we've already made the decision that we are going to accept it.
I agree with you on that. I just think it's going to get worse. And when you see the way the facial recognition stuff's growing with Clearview AI, and you see things at war with AI Lavender.
Facial recognition stuff is already.
You look at Face Plus Plus and Clearview AI. What they're doing is. This is beyond, right? Yes, we have it, but I think we're going to get into a time when they will lock you in your house. Like they will completely exclude you.
You're already there.
Yes.
Yeah, but guess what? I know there's certain people who might have that, but it's going to be widespread.
It's going to be widespread. Like I travel
and immediate.
All over if it used to be like in Africa, Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, you go to those places and you'll be like, well, how are you going to lock down the whole world? People use cash. But in the past 5 years, they've practically ruined major economies so that we can have a cashless society all over the world.
What do you mean when it's already happening to people in terms of being locked in their house? Like what examples are you looking at?
Well, they did that in China, is what I'm saying.
I'm saying here. I'm talking about America.
COVID.
Well, I mean, of course, China.
They did it during COVID. They did it in Canada. The police came to people's houses.
Right, but that was still like a soft tyranny outsourced to neighbors. Like it was real tyranny, but it wasn't like put in place by drones, and a network of technology. Of course, maybe people were banned off Facebook or something, but it wasn't like enforced by what I think will be the dystopian future, like the drones, like facial recognition. You could leave your house, but people were so scared. They bought into the illusion of COVID and everything.
Do you think that there's ever going to be a time where people won't be scared?
No. People will always hysterical.
But they will make you. So you see, the Bible says in Revelation 13, 16 to 18 that there will come a time when you're not going to be able to buy or sell except you have a mark on your hand or in your head, which the head one is probably the Neuralink, and people are already taking it at Whole Foods where they swipe their hands and get it. So, but it's going to come a time when it will be enforced. Where the next stage of what they want to do to humanity is integration. Where I can't remember who said it, but it's like by 2030, all of this technology is going to be built into our bodies, and at some point, people are going to be like, no, I want to hold my phone. I don't want to integrate it into my body. So when that time comes, as people are already getting more and more into AI and making sure it's your robot girlfriend, your robot fridge, you're going to go to your store and then you call your fridge and your fridge tell you whether you have meat in it or stuff.
that's already that
yes,
exists
it's
now.
already there. But I'm saying that it is that technology that we're accepting right now. Right now, we're already so dependent on technology just from our smartphones. But there's gonna come a time when they will want this technology to get away from your smartphone into your body. And when that time comes and you refuse to integrate, you're gonna be, you're gonna be kicked out of society, and that's when it's gonna get crazy.
And
it's coming soon.
Physically, it's also altering the entire landscape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're seeing the data centers take over. That Project Stargate, $500 billion, is a lot of infrastructure for data centers, right? We live near a data center.
The data centers
capital.
The data centers are well. There's the one in Utah,
Mm-hmm.
right? The one that was, I think it was Prism. Was
The one that was on fire?
No, I'm talking about that I think it was the NSA data center. But the stuff that they're building now they're building like big brains for AI.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're altering the landscape for this new, what I think would be the next level of this. Right?
I mean, they're building buildings.
They're building data centers, and they're going to take over farmland. This is more erosion of the physical world that will be. You don't think that's happening?
I don't think that it's happening on the level.
Right
I don't
now?
think that it's happening in the way that you say that it is.
Oh, for sure.
Buying
farmland.
farmland.
For sure it is.
Bill Gates is buying farmland everywhere.
The amount of
And a lot of
farmland,
that.
the amount of farmland that Bill Gates has purchased compared to the amount of farmland that's actually in the
we don't
United
have to even
States.
look at
But
Bill
you don't
Gates.
have to do that. Let's say one thing that's happening right now when they talk about when I'm talking about the integration of things. Like if you go like to Africa, right? In the past year or two, I've traveled like to several countries to minister, and you go to different countries and you see that the level of digitalization that has come even to like communities, villages is crazy. And even the food, they have changed even the seed and the landscape and with fertilizers and stuff, so that the people, their food has to now depend on, the Monsantos. And so this is a worldwide phenomenon of a way to take over humanity. And for us, so they are going about it in several ways. They are doing the food, they are doing the technology. Of course, cryptocurrencies,
Education.
central bank digital currency,
Health.
education, and everything is happening together.
So I agree that a central bank digital currency is a bad thing, but when it comes to cryptocurrency, that's a totally different animal, especially when you're talking about something like Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin is not run by anyone or any government.
But they are putting their hand in it.
Go on.
Well, let's see what happens with Bitcoin as the digitalization goes on.
Well, I mean, what do you mean when you say they're putting their hand in it?
No, I'm saying that like the government, right now, when they talk about central bank digital currency and, we're talking about we're trying to build an independent monetary system out of the global monitoring system, money system, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So, even though we're building the global, they're going to come with something like security, or we cannot track terrorists, we cannot do this, we cannot do that, and they're going to interfere in it.
On Bitcoin, or just any CBDC?
Any kind of money.
Because again, I agree that CBDCs are bad, right? And there was actually a bill passed that is alleged to prohibit them, and I don't know how effective it will be, because there seems to be a tendency where you'll pass a bill that's supposed to do one thing, and then next thing you know, it does exactly the opposite. So there's that possibility. But the point that I'm making is they are alleged to have said that CBDCs are not going to happen in the United States because they are a means to track it. And is it your sense that those things are inevitable, or that the Lord's going to step in and stop them?
Actually, the Lord will step in and stop them when it gets to, because the Bible says that if these days were not stopped, no human being would survive. But I believe that at the rate that we're going right now, we are at a place right now where we're dependent on technology. We're in a place right now with submission to technology. And the next phase is going to be enforcement of integration, and that is when humanity is going to try to be like, oh no, just like they tried to force integration during COVID, where they tried to force everybody had to do this, everybody needed this or that. So when that comes into place and people are going to start stepping back and like, no, and then the heavy hand of the elite will come down, because now they are still trying to get people to accept it willingly. And when we get to a stage where you don't accept it willingly, they're going to have disruptive events from food crisis and, terrorists and, war and, weather manipulation and everything. And at the end of the day, diseases, especially diseases, because all they have to do is throw another like really major pandemic and the world will get into chaos again. So I'm just saying that humanity needs to be aware of the fact that we're moving through this utopian society that they want to create, and we should not be in such a hurry to imbibe all this crazy technology into our lives. I know we can't do without it, but please don't get your own robot butler and robot girlfriend and robot fridge and everything, because you're just setting yourself up in a situation where they can take you over. So get a ranch like I have and have some cows.
I want to say I agree. I want to say, like, I'm not anti-technology. Clearly, look at me. I'm on a microphone right now.
I don't know if
in
you
the studio.
if people go by the things that you say. I'm
a
not
Luddite.
So sure.
I'm a Luddite.
Yeah.
And Luddites weren't anti-tech. They were anti-being replaced by mass autonomy. And I don't like that, But the thing with the stuff we're talking about with these AI guys, with Elon, Thiel, Hoffman, Altman, they're transhumanists, and they're overseeing this change. And that's their vision is a transhumanist vision, which I completely reject. It's anti-human, it's anti-God. So yeah, it's okay to embrace technology, but the technology they're putting on us that unfortunately Trump funded big time on his second day in office, and just last week on Thursday as well, with his AI action bill, whatever he announced on Thursday. This is against humanity. And when it comes again with the data centers, like, you don't understand. I believe they are mutilating the landscapes. They're taking up the farms. You can see it in Texas. You can see it right here in Virginia. And when you talk about the cloud seeding, which people are like, oh, the clouds didn't do anything. The thing that's funny with me with the cloud seeding is if you look into the Rainmaker CEO in particular, he says in the beginning, it's like the Neuralink. It's just for sight. It's just for vision and paraplegics. And what he says, it's just for farmland. It's just for this. What he's really saying, if you go look it up and see what he says, we're making rain. We're making fake rain for data centers. So like we're going to have fake rain for data centers. I mean, if that doesn't sound dystopian to everybody out there, I don't know what does.
You know about cloud seeding, though?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Fake
What
rain.
is rain? Well, it used to be a beautiful...
Not water, apparently.
Not anymore, guys.
Water.
Come on.
It's artificial rain, I guess.
No, they actually do
I don't mean to
cloud.
be a stickler. Yeah,
They actually do cloud seeding. It's the rainmakers in Texas. You know what happened in Hill Country? The rainmakers in Texas actually did cloud seeding the day before the flood that happened. You know what I'm saying? But they said, well, it was not caused by that. How do we know?
If I understand, the cloud seeding is real, and also there are.
real.
Look, I am fully on the same page with you when it comes to the idea that there are crazy scientists and members of the elite that want to do crazy things. There's a group of people that were trying to literally block out a portion of the sun.
You can say his name.
Bill
It's Bill
Gates.
Gates. Hey.
Is it Bill Gates?
He's
You
one of
guys
them.
wanted
He's
to
one of
block
them.
the sun,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Go back.
So I'm not sure. I didn't know that it was Gates, but
was Gates.
I
Of course,
saw some some posts on it, and they were actually trying to keep it secret because it's literally comic book level crazy person villain stuff. So I don't disagree that there are people that have very terrible ideas that truly believe they're doing good things, and that the possibility of calamity that could come from it is far too high for us to actually experiment in, like blotting out the sun for a portion.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.